Hello, this is Waldim. As a fair warning, I haven't written anything down this time, so I'm just going to try and speak just what I think. Anyway, let's go on. Right, so, halogen sorting. There are two main ways of solving this puzzle, and they both involve bonding, well, sort of. This is the first way of taking care of it, where you split your chlorine or bromine, and then you try to bond the products together. If they bond, then you know you have a chlorine, and if they don't bond, you have a bromine. This is Osgrim's solution, and, well, it's near the bottom, but it's interesting because they're both working together. Anyway, here's Blue Hydrats, which is very similar except, well, yeah, pretty much the same thing really. You know, this is a lot more difficult than just writing everything down, but I gotta say it's faster. In any case, I kind of like this double back here, and, well, yeah, still kind of slow. This is number 22. We've jumped up to number 9 here with, who is this? Guilty Bystander, right. So in this case, it kind of reminds me of, what was that solution from last year? Crud. The Eye of Argon, right, where we had this big old block, and then we fused something in, made an argon in the middle, and then, you know what? I'll try and add something to the thread for this. In any case, I like how this goes. It looks cool, so yeah. Boy, 24 and 24 outputs really take a while. Here is Tough Thought at number 8, and I'm glad he got number 8 because this is a state machine, and if I did not get in the top 8 after building a solution like this, I would be very upset. So, yeah, you got close, Tough Thought. The next guy, actually no, the next guy was 570, which was Guilty Bystander. I may have said he was 10 before, or anyway, look at this, a state machine, and this guy has a Mac, so he had to build this from scratch in the sandbox. I can't believe he did that. But you put a hell of a lot of work into it, so I figured I'd show the whole thing off. Here is Serbaldrake's solution, which is also the other way you can solve this problem. Instead of trying to bond together your argon and, well, actually bonding the products of your chlorine or bromine, you split, and if you split, you will either break the entire bond and get an argon and the other thing, or you'll get a fluorine and an oxygen, which then you can bond together to chlorine. So naturally this is a lot faster. Also, I really love how this just rotates. Well, it's one of the more interesting ones, but unfortunately it was only 4th place. Actually no, I'm lying, it was 7th place. So obviously we have quite a few better solutions here. The knife's this solution. Basically it's sort of a faster version. So we have this big long chain of chlorines and bromines, which I absolutely love, and I actually didn't think about making myself, so I'm kind of ashamed of that. But anyway, this is 3rd place, and I really love how it runs. GGGall has almost the exact same solution, and in fact the time is the same, so the only difference here is the symbol count. Instead of getting 36, we have 30, well, I thought we had 33. Did I build the wrong solution here? You know, I think I may have. Or maybe I just have it wrong in my notes. In any case, I'll fix that going forward, but for now, looks good. But 1st place goes to Pseudo Dude. Boy, talk about a shocker there. So basically he starts off with a bit of a state machine at the start, and then from there he just kind of goes nuts and does the exact same thing as everyone else, which, you know, not super amazing, but it's faster. So, congratulations, Pseudo Dude, on a win in the lower tier, which really doesn't matter for you, right? So, you know, whatever. Here's Ruby Blue SBC solution, which I'm not sure why I picked. You know, it's neat. I do like how, I guess I hadn't thought about it before, but you have 2 oxygens you only need 2 oxygen molecules to make this, so that part's easy. The difficult part's dealing with this up here. And we'll see that this is one of the ways to do it, but there's another way. So let's get to that one. You know, though I don't think it's next. So here's Darius Raider, and Darius Raider is number 7 in this case. So I like that he has a single Waldo solution. It's also really slow, so let's speed that up a little bit. It's nice though, I mean, 29 symbols, and actually, yeah, 30 symbols was our cutoff, so he was a little close, but I like it. Boy, that's slow. Did I even show off the shape? Well, you probably saw it. Here's little Big Dash with a very unique shape for his. Let's go on and speed that up. So he just kind of rotates it. Let's watch that a couple more times. That's crazy. Kind of weird. I didn't see anyone else do it like that. Ooh. Next is Leylite with our number 4 solution. And this one here is a timing Waldo, which I always like because they take a ton of work. Now, the main problem here is that he has a bunch of special cases to handle all this, which kind of surprises me. I mean, he's kind of bonding everything in a straight line here. So even though he's saving some symbols here, he also has to use a ton here just to get the whole thing working. Obviously there are some better ways, so let's check those out. Here's Turbodrake's solution, and I want you to take a second to look at this because you're going to notice something to do with this sync and this input. So let's just watch it. Sync. Oh, all it does is bond right there. Well, that's weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Let's just let's wait for it because I'm kind of happy because I didn't even think about solving it this way, which really pleases me. Come on, let's see one. All right, who's going to get one? Okay, there. He has an extra. Oh my gosh, you see that? He has an extra iron there. So now, in order to deal with this, all he does is he just uses particle smashing. So there's another particle smashing solution, and I did not even think of it, which is funny because I made a harder version of this which used it. So yes, I'm very proud of you, Turbodrake. Nice job. Also, this was apparently a participation solution on his part, and it's number 3, so way to show off. Here we have Chichigol's number 2 solution, which is basically a single Waldo. I mean, if you move the output there, it would be. This is a bit slow, so let's speed it up. Okay, so basically he's forming each part, and despite all these flip-flops, it's only 26 symbols, which kind of blows me away. But he kind of goes up and down here to get that last bond in, so a lot of special handling here. The main way he's taking care of this iron is by, if he sees he has an iron, keep going. If not, go back and grab it. So, you know, useful. Also, this doesn't use particle smashing, so, you know, you didn't need it to get a good solution, which I'm glad of. Though it's pretty slow. So, I'm very pleased to announce that our number 1 solution for this is by Alpha Raptor. So, yes, this is another particle smashing solution, as you can see based on the sync, input, and bond here. Also, I really like this straight line build he has going on. I don't think I noticed any others like that, though I may have missed it. So, yes, very nicely done. And let's watch that one more time. Go off a moment with saying these, sometimes I go too fast. So yeah, very nice. Though I want to point out real quick, this solution could be improved just a little bit. See this flip-flop? Well, instead of having to preload that flip-flop, why not put a sensor here? And then we could sense, I think, oxygen? Will that do it? Yes, look at that. And it is a few cycles faster. So, you know, first place, but there's always room for improvement. Usually. Sometimes. Anyway. I really love Desiccation Station because there are so many ways to solve this puzzle, depending on whether you want to take care of the sodium hydroxides first, or the water first, or how you're going to handle these special sodiums and hydroxides. It's just a lot of crazy stuff. So this is blue hydrat solution, which, hold on, where do I have that? Okay, blue hydrat was number 18 out of 23, so this isn't the best, but boy, it does everything and works fine, and I think it was even? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that was an even output, I think. So, didn't mean to do that. Anyway, it's cool. This isn't Guava Moment's best solution. However, it's least symbol solution, which is interesting. I mean, did you think you could only do this in 18? Well, actually, I think you could do this in a lot less than 18. I'm not even going to argue about that because I'm probably wrong. This is very not well done, and I'm not going to knock on Guava for making a cool solution. So, gosh, as soon as we get a sodium, I can move on here. Come on. Okay, one sodium, finally. And that's basically the whole thing. Naturally, we're not doing any fusion of water into sodium hydroxide, so it's very slow. But, symbols. Here's one by Meatbag Esquire, which again demonstrates that this puzzle is all about special case handling because, look at all these sensors. A hydrogen, two oxygens. Boy, this is really hard to even keep track of or say anything coherent about, but they just look cool to watch. Also, this one is another one that tries to do even-ish outputs. Let's get near the end here. He may have one. Nope, perfectly even. And this was also... number 11. No, number 10. Well, it was close. Nice job. Here's one by Mr. Blarney that is a lot more condensed and reasonable than most everyone else's. I see, what, 2 flip-flops? And everything else is just kind of automated. So, despite how much of a mess everyone else's solutions are, this is very clean for Mr. Blarney. Though there's one cleaner we can get to in a second. Oh, and that had another even output, I think. So, nice job. This one by Karen is... Oh, by the way, Mr. Blarney's was number 7. Anyway, back to Karen. This is our number 5 solution, and this is also the least symbol solution in the top 8. So that's something really to be proud of, especially on how especially everyone else handled theirs. I think the lowest benchmark we saw was 300, so Karen is a little above that, as we'll see in a bit, but otherwise, very cool. I do like how when it finishes making sodium hydroxide with all this, it rotates once and avoids crashing here, so it's nice. And that may be even output. There's one that's not, but I'll see if I can find it. Here we are in the top 3, and this is Gigigol with something a little similar to what Karen was doing with forming a straight sodium hydroxide here. Though everything else very, very complicated. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flip-flops, so only 2 sensors, so actually that may be more flip-flops. Yeah. Boy, these things are kind of messy, but they're fun. Alright, so this was just under the 300 threshold. Guava Moment at number 4 was also under 300, but this is the number 3 by Gigigol. Echo 2 is our number 2, and boy. So it starts off by basically trying to do all of the waters first, except for a couple. And yeah, this is a mess. Good lord. By the way, this is number 2, so during this point I think this is going to flash over to showing how he showed me the solution and how it was built. And next is going to be Guava Moment's take on it, which I enjoyed. Anyway, getting back to the solution. Now we're back here, we've already finished doing all our waters, and once it broke out of this, it just kind of popped up here and started doing everything up top. So apparently doing the bottom part first and then top is the fastest way. Let's watch this finish. It's pretty fast. Whew, 260. Can you beat that? Well, you know, one person did, obviously, and that is... you know, Pseudodude, again, naturally. Same basic idea at the bottom. Also, look at the difference in symbols. Echo 2 was 108, and this is 78. Not a lot saved, but I do like how this is very clearly almost all the waters, and then we go up top, and we'll eventually put a few more waters down, so... man, just a big mess. Went a little too fast there, but you get the idea. Alright, so let's finally get to Oxygen Candle. Alright, here we are with the Oxygen Candle. First and foremost, I want to note that I'm going to have listed somewhere on this screen the Mac input for the first 14 and the Windows input for the first 14. And I guess I'll demonstrate why for this one. The Mac is so much worse, which kind of annoys me, but you know, whatever. It was only 12 inputs anyway. So with the Windows input, you kind of see here that this one potassium was thrown away. That's because, as you'll see in the number that I'll highlight, we had one time where there was an extra potassium. Every other time, we get perchlorates and then potassiums. So let's check out someone else's. Alright, here we are with McCrush's. First, I do like this scanner here, but with the rest, you'll see how we handle this extra potassium. It's a little different than before, I guess. Alright, for this one, we just drop it up here instead. Alright, so same basic thing. We have to do our first 14 inputs. Let's see how that goes on a Mac. Alright, so this isn't a Mac, but you know, close enough. Again, same Mac inputs. Let's watch this run. The first part's, you know, pretty good, you know, no problems, just running. We have our drop point, so we're getting rid of something that's a problem. But we have too many chlorines. And, you know, we could try and do that chlorine pile somewhere else, but all those potassiums are also going to be a problem to handle. So let's, oh, by the way, this is our number 8 solution, so this is McCrush's first at only top 8, so congratulations. Let's check out someone else's. Here's GG Gauls, and this one actually works whether it is the Mac input or the Windows input, so I am very excited about that, because otherwise I would have just felt terrible and not been able to sleep at night. But thankfully, let's see what happens when we get our extra potassium and how we handle that. We still have to go through 2 more combos of perchlorate and potassiums. Yeah, this one's not too fast. Alright, so here's our potassium, and as you can see we just dropped it there, so the rest of it is very nice. We just outputted it and we're done. Thank you very much for that. And, oh right, we still need to check out the Mac side, so let's do that. Alright, so, same deal. Yeah, alright, let's speed that up. You know, actually, you know the input order. Let's just see what happens with this. This is just a splitter, so we'll see that we're gonna get all 6, and it crashes, but I don't care. We have 6. I feel better about myself. Let's move on. Also, if I didn't mention, this is our number 7 solution. Here's Mr. Blarney's solution, and I really like this one because it has a timing waldo, and a very short one at that. So it's handling everything. It's handling the bonds to D-bonds here, the bond here, the D-bond here, so yeah, that's very well timed. Anyway, you've seen this before, so nice job. Alright, so I'll get rid of the input order stuff because we've got that out of the way. Next is Pseudodude, who has a special case here for handling potassiums. Anytime he sees one, he goes over and will debond and output it. However, when we have our single potassium, it gets dropped here, so he doesn't actually grab anything, so we'll wind up with that potassium on the left side in a second. Okay, here we go. So we have our potassium here, and it gets put here, which is bad, but you know, we don't care because we're already done. This is our number 3 solution, and you know, pseudodude, not surprised. This one is by Serval Drag, and it's basically the same idea, though instead of one of the Waldos taking care of this oxygen stuff, only the blue Waldo is doing it. So all Red has to worry about is, I guess, lopping off her potassium chlorides. Though the, again, same sort of thing, our extra potassium goes here, and we don't care. So, yeah, very, very well done. However, we have a number 1, and this is another first time number 1 solution, and that's going to be Guava moment. Well, you know, it had to happen eventually, I guess. So I'm sure he's excited about this. I mean, heck, I didn't get first place once whenever I competed, so a lot better than I did. The main difference here is we still have the same sort of handling like this, but we have a flip-flop here. And in addition, I believe we're saving a D-bond right here, maybe? Or maybe he's just doing that to output sooner. In any case, one less symbol, so first place, yeah. Well, anyway, I guess that is the end of the open tournament. So congrats to everyone who got first place here. You're definitely going to be in, along with the other top 8s in the upper and lower tiers. Well, we're going to take a bit of a time off, and then after that, we'll have the closed tournament. So I look forward to that, guys.